this is Raquel with Paints and Glitter, and I'm coming to you with a project share. This is my latest mini album made with Tonic Studios dies. I use the latest release from the Memory Book dies. It is this Spring Garden layering die set, and I've made it, or I've made some cards with this set already. And those are just some samples there that you can see. And what's unique about these is this split cover. Now, obviously, there are layering dies with the set that have those beautiful roses, but for this book, I did not use that layering set, but I did make it with that opening style, which is that gatefold style. And I'm so super happy to have been able to finish this book so that I can send it out. And what I'm going to show you is every single page and the little details, and so that you guys can see how I made it. Now, I kept the closure super simple here because I didn't want to take away from the decor of the front here. But this can be changed. It can be taken out very easily because it's not adhered to the book. So if this needs to be changed for a bigger ribbon, whatever the person likes, that's okay. Here, the first thing, of course, that kind of gets your attention is this little hot air balloon here. And I actually made that using a chipboard piece, or a wooden piece, if you will, that I picked up, I believe it was at Michael's about a year ago or so. Maybe 2 years now, I can't remember. And so I used papers from the collection. I did use all of the papers in this are from My Mind's Eye. So I altered it there. And I used, of course, ribbon to finish it off. I used the cute little pom-poms there. And then this little teddy bear is also from Tonic Studios. He's actually part of the paper clips that are part of the memory book collection. And I just cut off the little piece that's the paper clip that should be here so that he could be kind of, you know, waving on the clouds. And this here is an inlay piece that also cuts into the paper from that new memory book collection. And what I did was that I reserved the little heart pieces that cut out of another die cut and just layered them there so that it would have the little strips of hearts there. And the paper line I was saving because I wanted to make sure that I could use it on a mini album, and this was just so perfect because I was able to make these little kites using dies from Nicole. She goes by Nicole Silhouette on YouTube, so if you search her dies on her YouTube channel, you're going to be able to find these little kites, and they're just absolutely adorable. They even come with the little tails there and the little bows. So I might actually switch this up for a golden bow so you can see it a little bit better. I'm not sure yet. The trim here that you see on the sides I thought went nicely, and I also wanted to bring some shine to the edge of the cover. So that's what that's all about. And then on the sides here, I used another die that I showed in a separate video, and it makes a little box. And I actually showed how you could use it for an envelope as well. So I just decided to use that because I thought that decorative piece is so pretty that I added it on both sides. And then this is the back. I love this paper because the hexagon shape here, that honeycomb shape, is something that I really, really like. And it had birds on it, flowers, and all of that. So as you can see, I just went ahead and used that little blue pom-pom trim all around the edge. It just opens really easily. This little tab here that you see, and I'll show you in just a moment, has a little heart embossed right into it. See that? So that's from this memory book collection that just was released also. And it opens like that. So you just have to, you know, let go of that little ribbon there. And it opens like so. And on the left-hand side here, what you can see is that I used some of the hexagon shapes from that honeycomb print paper. I backed that up in gold. It says always, and I used another Tonic set of dies for that and added just a little piece of ribbon there from Renee Bouquets. I just had some applique left over, so I used also a piece of ribbon here and some little sequins. And then here I just layered some dies from my stash. These are all Spellbinders dies, all of the ones that you see here minus the bow and the flower. And so I did add a little flower, and that's made with Prima paper. And then the little bow, little flowers there, little pearls, and on this side here it says remember, and it has another one of those little clips. So you can see it like that with that same honeycomb pattern that I use on the back. So that's the first page. When you open it like this, you see this adorable little teddy and two little frames there, and he's holding some balloons, and these are Sizzix dies, I believe. And this little guy I got from Hochanda, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's a British website, so you can search that if you want. And this says adore, and it says listen to your soul, and I really love these papers. It's got soft grays and pinks and blues and greens, all of the colors really. Here I made two of these little Polaroid-like picture holders, and of course you've seen these in other videos of mine, but you can see how I doubled that up, and those slide right in, and I really like the way the presentation that these make. And I added the little tabs there with the hearts, another little bow, and this was with some Prima paper that was left over from a swap. I did make a few bows out of it, so I added that there. I just thought the colors went really nicely with the grays here. And then another piece of applique here from Renee Bouquets, and back here is another little piece that says happy, and I wanted to use that, so I put it on there from Spellbinders. And then there's a little vellum piece here that's just a corner there. So if you flip this page open, the next layout here in the center is three little frames that I made. I topped it off with a little bow there. I added another little kite, and I did heat emboss the bird that you see there. This says, I feel like a tiny bird with a big song, and I thought that was so adorable. I made the little bows in gold so they would stand out, and then if you untie this here, the ribbon stays there, and then you can pull this off, and you have your three little frames, front and back, where you could add pictures, or you could add pictures on one side and journal on the other, whichever way. And then this just has that nice little loop there where the ribbon will tie it, and it is reinforced on the back as well, so it won't come loose. Okay, so there's that page. So on this opposing page, there's two little frames. I kept this quite simple here. There's a little bird on a bicycle, and I thought that was adorable, and it says be the best you that you can possibly be. So I didn't want to cover that up, so I just added some little gems there on the corner, another little kite, and then on this little kite I did heat emboss some roses there in pink, and that is pink embossing powder from Tonic, and just added another grouping of little gems there. And then if you open this, the center page here on this side has another little bear holding a banner that says you fly, you soar, and I just decorated it with some other memory book dies on the side here. And this also has a ribbon that unties at the bottom. If you untie this, then you can open it, and you have room for pictures on the top, on the bottom, and it opens again. This is doubled up here also. So here we go. So it's got a page here for journaling, and then you could add the photo at the bottom, or you could just add all pictures if you wanted to and do a little note here on the side. So that again ties at the bottom here, and I did add the inlay pieces here. So if you look closely there, I did add the inlay pieces with the little swan paper there, so that you could have a little more color on that other than just the coral color there. And then on this side here, there are two frames. This one says adorable and oh so charming inside and out. I added some little hearts in the background that I inlaid as well with some glittery blue paper on the pink. And then I added a little butterfly that I made there, some dimensional little hearts, and what I did was that I made a banner out of it. So I adhered them with some string, and some of them are movable there, so you get a little bit of interaction on that page. And then if you open this page here, in the center, there's this beautiful circular frame. This is a die also from Nicole. This butterfly here is from Sizzix, I believe. And this little envelope is also a Tonic Studios die that's meant to make a box. And it comes with this little heart also, but what I did was that I folded it so that it would make an envelope instead. And if you open it slide your little finger in there, then you can get out the little piece of paper to write a little note or a date or anything like that. So that's nice and simple, but I think it's so darling, and I did add the little hearts up there and gems throughout, and also the little butterflies are made of vellum. Those are doubled up, and I added the little gems there just to add a little bit of sparkle to that page. On the opposite page on this side, we have the same shape for the frame, and then a little acetate butterfly here, which is more of a blue color, and then the little hearts here, I didn't put anything inside of them, I just left them as such. And then what I did here was that I altered a wooden jar that I had in my stash with the papers from the collection. I added the little tag there, a little heart sequin, I added the gold thread, and then placed it on another little doily. There's one in the back, and in between that there's a little pocket for these little tags. If you take the tags out here, you see that I used pieces from the collection. That one's got a piece of washi tape, and I just left it on there because I thought it looked cute. And there we are. So some of these are double-sided also, but I just thought those were sweet, and why waste the paper when you can make something cute out of it, right? So on this side now, I have a shaker that I made. And here what I did was, just like in another mini album that I showed you guys, I created a pocket. Now these are all top loading pockets, every single page. So if you slip a picture in this one, you will actually have a shaker in front of the picture, and that it does say "You are such a joy." And then I just made some little flowers to match, just to decorate that page. Very delicate. And then added a trim up here, and made the little bow up there, and added a gem to the, or a pearl to the top. And I really like that. I thought it was nice and fun, and cute little element there. And then on this page here, what I did was that I made a pocket at the bottom, and what I used was the paper. I cut it out with one of the memory book dies, but then I used a coordinating paper. It was the same print, and I cut out the little honeycomb shapes, popped them on top, and then I cut around it so that I could make a little pocket there in the shape of the little hexagons. And as you can tell, there's more of these tags, so she can use to journal there or place little pictures even if she wanted to, and they all have a little something on them. This little bird is from the Little Birds from Maggie Holmes, and I have that in my collection. Just I had cut them out of a background of a piece of paper, so I added that there. This next page here, I'll go with this one first. This one also has the little frames that you can have the little tabs to add pictures to. This one has that background page with all of those honeycombs. So I kept it simple by just adding 2 frames there. And I did have the add that ribbon there at the bottom just for texture, a little butterfly and some little gems, and another butterfly up here with a little heart behind it, just for a little pop of color there. And this says a few of my favorite things. That's from just from the paper collection. So kind of let the paper dictate, you know, what goes where. And then this one is double-sided. It has the little bird on the back. So they can be placed either way. So if you don't have a picture that you want to place in one of them, then at least you have pretty paper there that you can journal on. So, and these can be adhered once the pictures are added, of course. Then at the center here, there's another shaker with another little bird. I added a cluster here of ribbon that I gathered with some little sequins and flowers. And here I made the flowers to match this background here, just by layering a bunch of different colors, all from the same paper collection. And here I layered the paper with tulle to make the shaker. And it has this little brad here on the side where the ribbon can tie, or the thread I should say, can tie around it. And of course, once you untie it, you can flip it open and you have places here for more pictures. And you can journal here, or, you know, just place a larger picture if you wanted to. It really depends on what you're going for. But that is the end of this little mini album. I had a lot of fun making it. I really wanted to make sure that it had a lot of little details in it. I hope that you have enjoyed this walkthrough of this mini album. As I always say, I'd love to read your comments, so feel free to leave me any feedback in the comments below. And I hope that this has been inspiring and that you can be blessed. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.